So you all saw some familiar faces. Most of us know the people that you saw in the opening. Most of those names you can name. You can name their contributions or the significance of their passing and the tragedies of their lives that today have some profound effect on how we live and how it affects us moving socially, spiritually, physically, and monetarily, I guess I should say. See, that president, which feels like being black when she wants to, then feels like she's Indian when she wants to. Well, I shouldn't say president because she's really the vice president. Recently invited the descendants of all of those people to the White House. And how fitting to do it Black History Month. And they're talking about change and all of these things. Before I go on my short rant, here's my thing. I don't necessarily feel that those people, being the descendants of all of these great people, owe any of us anything. They are merely the descendants of people who played a role, no matter how big or small, in our history as a people in this country. Okay? So, despite the fact that they went to the not to say the lighthouse, because the White House is far from a lighthouse. I trust nothing about it, but we're not going to go there. I don't care for politics. But it's fitting that I end Black History Month with this video. See, these people are still using the same rhetoric of change, the same rhetoric that their ancestor tried to push. And there's some legitimacy to a lot of this, about a lot of the change that we need, because 2030 is fastly approaching, and all of the changes in artificial intelligence is going to disproportionately affect our group. While we're out here going to charity events and clowning, while we have reality TV talking about we're real housewives and we don't really do what housewives do, while we're sitting up here saying we're real and cool while living off of our ex-husband's good money because we sued him, then got a show talking about how we're independent and successful off of somebody else's money. Yeah, okay. While we're sitting up here still killing each other in the streets over the most minute things. And these people, I admire them greatly for carrying on the legacy of their ancestors. But I can't help but wonder, what was the agenda behind inviting them to the White House at Black History Month? And don't get me wrong, I don't think it's all agenda. I don't even think it's conspiracy theory. Though I like to watch videos on conspiracy theories. What was to be gained from this, actually? Was it a way to show unity in a time of disunity? Because let's face it, our people as a collective don't look after each other. We hate to see each other rise. We gloat and make videos, laugh, jeer, and freaking take satisfaction out of people's fall. We're genuinely happy when someone else of our own is unhappy. And of the ones who are genuinely successful and want to help the community, call them Uncle Tom's sellouts, or better yet, we want to just take them out, because how dare them go and be more successful? A community which they left so that they can come back someday and give to. And all of their well-intended moves either cost them their life, got them hurt, got them threatened. See this gentleman here on the screen? Because I know, I put his name up, but still I know, if you know Black American history, you know who Carter G. Woodson is. To my knowledge of that list of descendants, none of his went to the White House. But see, Carter G. Woodson is the reason that you have what you have. This is a man who didn't get married, who dedicated himself to cataloging and collecting the history that we call Black history today. This is the man who rallied for Black History Week, which has now evolved to Black History Month. Since y'all are too busy out here being clownish and not acting your ages, how do you think Carter G. Woodson would feel about you today? See, I put him up, though I don't see his name on that list of ancestors, because it's so fitting that the 1 month in which we should have solidarity, we know how to show up in droves and act the biggest freaking fool for the world to see. I'm going to be honest with you about why I made this video about the Descendants, and people can take it in either way they want to take it. I thought it was a nice thing for Kamala to do, despite the fact that I trust her far as I can throw her. And look, I'm not saying because she's half Indian that makes her less Black, because that's just not what I'm going to do. And people can debate in the comments what they think constitutes what makes you Black. I come from a Black mother, Black father, so I know I'm that. But I don't have a right in a country that historically played the one drop rule to tell you what you are and what you aren't. But what I am skeptical of are people who race jump, and they're conveniently one half of themselves and conveniently the other half when it's convenient to them. But see, it's an election year, right? See, if this little gesture was made on a non-election year, this meeting would make a lot more sense, because it would be more about unity, in my opinion, than it would be about a false unity in order to gain support and get certain votes. And see, this is one of those things where you really can't blame conservatives, even amongst you, the Black ones that I no longer really trust, most of them. Can't blame any of them. See, it's your Democrats and all of that crowd that want to bring in all of these civil rights leaders. Malcolm X, who was a radical. And don't get me wrong, I've said again, amongst speeches in the United States, the ballot or the bullet ranks up there as one of the most in your face and needed to be said speech. Then we bring Emmett Till and the way he was killed. That's supposed to evoke a sense of we need to keep people from being violent and putting us back in our place. We bring Ida B. Wells so that we can push the Black feminist agenda. Then we bring Frederick Douglass, whom I'm still trying to figure out that one. Booker T. Washington is sort of not hard to figure out. But the reason I'm so shocked that they brought Booker T. Washington's descendants is because historically Booker T. Washington had always been sold to us as the ultimate Uncle Tom. And he's my favorite amongst all of these, but he's always been sold as the Uncle Tom. See, the Sally Heming one is the one that gets me, because we know Sally Heming, who went to France with Thomas Jefferson, could have been free, then brought her butt back, citing because her kids still live on the plantation because the kids she had with him lived there. And some of his descendants went for decades trying to keep the Black ones out. Rosa Parks, I'm like, we don't really know what that is. Claudette Colvin did what she did like more than a year before her. But because she was an unwed teenage mother, we have to put up a good face for the so-called fight. Harriet Tubman represents our need to get 40 acres and a mule. But we live in America freer than it's ever been. And I won't say that there's no discrimination. I won't say that people don't get targeted, because I've been targeted for my color. But the algorithm doesn't care about your race. So why gather all of these different people from different aspects of the struggle now? See, I can't help but wonder if this was done because it's an election year, so that there could be some bad outcome concerning getting people riled up for an election. I don't know if it is. I'll let you all put in the comments and give your guesses. But my best guess is that this is to get you emotionally upset. Well, all right, my cat's having one of her little fits, so I need to get off of here. I'm not saying this gathering wasn't a good thing. I'm just saying I don't have that much optimism about it, despite me being a huge Booker T. Washington person. All right, thank y'all for listening. Have a good one.